Hey y'all, today I want to talk about 3 books that got me past my fear of failure and they got me out of this comfort zone of constantly consuming self-help and productivity books. These books inspired me to finally take action for some personal and professional projects that I had always sort of wanted to do but never really could because I was too scared. If you're new here, my name's Bryce. I'm 43. I grew up as a musician, but now I'm getting a PhD in a totally different field. I have 2 small kids and 1 beautiful wife. Let's go. There are 3 emotional hurdles that I couldn't get past until I read some of these books. The first one is, who am I to put this out there? I don't have anything unique or original to say. But then I read Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, which has since become a national bestseller. Lots of people know about this book. It came out in 2012, but I continue to return to it. This has become sort of a manifesto for me. Nothing is original. This book gave me the permission to copy, not plagiarize, but copy, reinvent, reimagine, and then put it out there. Everything is imperfect. Everything is derivative, and that's okay. I love that this book has doodles. It has handwriting. You don't have to read it chronologically. You can just sort of flip through it and take inspiration as you will. Pretend to be something you're not until you are. Fake it until you're successful, until everybody sees you the way you want. I mean, that's great. Don't worry about unity from piece to piece. What unifies all of your work is the fact that you made it. I love this book. And after reading this book, I started a 365-day songwriting project. I had a blog, and every day I would write and record a song and upload it. Now, most of those songs were not good, but at the end of that project, my musician friends and I picked the ones that we thought were the best, and we actually made an album. Now, I didn't become rich and famous, but this album led me to meeting more people, substantiating myself as a songwriter in my community, and it's something I'm personally proud of. And for all of you brilliant people out there, it could lead to way bigger and better things. So it's okay to copy. It's okay to reinvent, reimagine, remix. When you do those things and create your own work, it will inevitably be your own work. It's okay to be influenced by other people. Just see what's working out there and see if you can do it. What are the creative possibilities when we think about reverse engineering, borrowing inspiration, remixing others' ideas? Just go for it. See what happens. The second emotional hurdle is I need more time before I start. I need more education. I need to watch more YouTube videos. I need to talk to more people. I need to read more self-help and productivity books. I just need more time. This is a perfectionism trait that keeps us from achieving what we want to achieve. The Practice by Seth Godin helped me get past that hurdle. And it was because of this book that I decided to go back to grad school. Before I read this book, I was toying with the idea of maybe going back to grad school, but then I thought, I don't know, if I send an email to this or that professor asking about their program, I'm just going to seem like a total noob, total beginner, totally green. Well, guess what? That's to be expected. I haven't been through grad school. I don't know how that world works. But asking honestly, how does this world work? I'm interested in your program is a perfectly normal and reasonable question. One thing I love about this book, like Steal Like an Artist, is that you don't have to read it straight through. You can just flip it open, and they're organized in these tiny little chapters. There's over 100 maybe? Oh, over 200 little chapters. So let's just flip it open and see what happens. Attachment to the outcome. Attachment to what a certain person is going to say about our next piece of work. Attachment to our perception of our standing in the community. We are in free fall, always. Attachment pushes us to grab a hold of something. Attachment is about seeking a place to hide in a world that offers us little solace. But of course, the bad news is that there's no foundation. We're always falling. The good news is that there's nothing to hold on to. As soon as we stop looking for something to grab, our attention is freed up to go back to the practice, to go back to the work. One thing I love about this book is that each one of these tiny little chapters could be its own book. And in fact, so much of the self-help and productivity ideas that are already out there are summarized in this book. This book is basically a summary of over 200 core principles and ideas. But my favorite part of this book is the opening. It says, "This is a book for people who want to lead, to write, or to sing. For people who seek to teach, to innovate, and to solve interesting problems. For people who want to go on the journey to become a therapist, a painter, or a leader. For people like us, it's possible." I love that this book puts a painter, a leader, a therapist, a writer, a singer, an innovator, a teacher, all in the same category, because all of those categories are invested and interested in creative work. You don't have to be just a singer or a painter to be considered a creative. This book takes the emphasis off of me. What are people going to think of me? What do I have to say? Me, I. That's scary because I am wildly imperfect and I have no idea what I'm doing. This book places emphasis on the viewer or the listener. How can we be generous to the viewer or the listener? How can we think about them? What are their hopes and desires and fears? And how can I offer value in that context? That's cool. That's cool. One thing I love about this book is that it gives me permission to fail. Somebody like me who is afraid of failure needs permission to fail. I need really smart people like Seth Godin to say, no, that's part of the process. Check it out. You haven't reached your goal so far. You're not as good at your skill as you want to be, not yet. You're struggling to find the courage to create so far. This is fabulous news. It's been going on since you were a kid. Something isn't there when you want it or need it, but then it is. Persistent and consistent effort over time can yield results. So far and not yet are the foundation of every successful journey. After reading this book, I started sending emails to various colleges and universities. I got into grad school, and here I am years later about to get a PhD. Now, for you all, it might not be grad school, but what is it? What's that thing you keep thinking about? Take some action. Find your manifesto. This is part of my manifesto. The third emotional hurdle: what if I'm not good enough? I'm no guru. I'm no expert. What if I just don't have what it takes? Do the effing work. This book helped me start what I'm doing right now, creating content. One day a while ago, my wife said, "Have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel?" And I was like, yes, all the time. I constantly ruminate about it, think about it. I would love to do that. Why? Because I'm a creative. I like making stuff. And for a long time, it had been music. And then it was the PhD. And now I just think it would be cool. I think I have potential. But month after month, I didn't do it. Even though I had video ideas, I had some camera gear and some audio stuff. I had scripts written and I would journal about it all the time. I talked to my wife about it. And this was the book that got me over the hump. This is not a traditional kind of book. I mean, the title sort of tells you that. This is an intervention, blunt, graphic, poetic, profane, and exactly what I needed. Check this out. This book says, don't make effing excuses. Make something of your flaws instead of making excuses for them. Can't show up on time? There's a rough spot on the surface of your better self. Polish there. Don't have the technical skill to do the work? Polish there. Hate your job? Polish there. Being respected by others starts with being honest with yourself. Admit when you're wrong. Measure twice, cut once. Ask good questions. And on and on and on and on. And I finally said, I'm never going to start if I don't just start. I'm not good enough because I haven't started. I'm not a guru yet. By the way, I don't want to be a guru or an expert. I just want to offer something of value to others while fulfilling that creative desire in me. You can do both. You can do both. The biggest one for me, give up control. Give up control. No, but give up control. That line broke me. And that's what led me to start this YouTube channel. So here's my call to action for you. Pick no more than 3 and make those 2 or 3 books your manifesto. The ones you keep going back to over and over again, year after year, as a deep, almost endless reservoir of ideas that you can pull from. My guess is that you might have a book or two already on your shelf. I know sometimes reading all of these self-help books brings inspiration and there's a certain happiness. Do what makes you happy for sure, but start something and send that email or get on LinkedIn or update your CV or write that song. Just do it. You can do it. I want you to unleash your creativity, your leadership, your art, your inner power, and I want you to stop taking advice. I want you to listen to your voice, that unique part of yourself, that peculiarity that everybody has. Lean into that. Comment below what you're working on or what you'd like to work on and let me be your cheerleader. I really appreciate y'all stopping by. I know it's cringy for people to ask for subscribers, so you don't have to. But if you want to hit the subscribe and like button, it does actually help the algorithm. But don't do it if you don't want to. I'm just happy you made it this far. See you next time.